All right, well, exciting day. July 28th, planting day here on the Big Bird Farm. And we are gonna go get some monster buck rut greens plus cold climate planted here for this Droptine 10. As I've talked about now, it's not necessarily the Droptine, but for the sake of keeping things straight, that's what we're gonna keep calling them for 2024. And right now I have new intern Evan with me. He's out getting some shots, got a time lapse going, and what we're trying to key in on right now is the fact that it looks like we got some rain on the forecast. Looked at Onyx, weather is showing about a 60-70% chance of rain tonight, and going to get the seed on the ground. I know Mike has been at it hard all day yesterday, drilling everything. Caleb's doing the same, and it's just trying to find that right window, maximize our opportunity, and continue to put the details together for deer season. But another couple exciting updates that it's just developed very fast is a piece nearby that I believe Droptine or some of these other bucks are drifting towards the rut. I actually got permission on it to hunt for this season. We'll just leave it there. Excitement is at an all-time high, and then on the fringe of excitement slash, we'll see how big of a disappointment it is. I have been filming an absolute giant. 22 scorables is what I can tell right now. We're gonna try and cover as many options around him as possible, and deer season is coming fast. And get the seed on the ground, pray for some rain, and go get some cameras out on this new property. But it's exciting times around here. Cannot wait for the 2024 season, and excited to see what the team gets into. All right, well, we just got this seed on the ground, fertilized. As you can tell, we've got a big storm coming in. The rain chance was finally correct. And the last thing I'm gonna do here is we're gonna grab this cuddy back that's been on the water trail. I've gotten Droptine on this camera a few times, but I'm gonna come put it where the L meets right here in the pond dam. That's gonna do two things. One, we're gonna see if Droptine's actually walking it. And two, we're gonna be able to monitor this food plot's growth. I live an hour and a half away, so that is helpful. Evan did a great job with the camera. Chasing November is almost done. Just excited, Well, here it is, early August, chasing November week. Welcome back to another episode of Midwest Whitetail. As you just saw, got done flying the drone, checking out a new property that I was very lucky to get permission on. And so that, as you can tell, is a river bottom piece, and I have a lot of excitement for it. It's in the general area that I've been hunting this Droptine deer. Really haven't gotten much looks at it, but we're super excited to get some cameras out and see exactly what it is that shows up. I think it's gonna be a great rut farm, which should complement this place very well. If you've been following along, you'd be aware that our best chance of drop time we think is early. So that should, in fact, give us a different option. But today, we're gonna check on this food plot here at the Big Bird Farm. Drop time, par for the course. was daylight here. It's 2 or 3 days ago. And wouldn't you know, what was the weather conditions? South winds all day, switched to north during the day. He daylighted right here in the apple tree. Didn't necessarily walk across pond dam, but he's in this area. These apples are starting to fall, and he's looking really good. I think that he's walking with 6x5 right now, and just generally speaking, it's a really, really exciting time frame. So go check out this plot, see how this monster buck rut greens is doing, and we've got an exciting show for you on this one. Well, as you can see, pretty comfortable with how this turned out. You know, we came in here, broadcasted that monster buck rut greens, and we've got a really good population of most of it on the east and north spot where this pond dam L's to the north. Definitely gonna come in and broadcast over that, try to fill in some of the gaps. But generally speaking, timing it with that rain, we got really lucky. We got a good population of plants and Droptine still on the farm, along with 6x5. So have not technically got them on this pond dam quite yet, but I've been getting some deer using it, and I'm really excited to see how this turns out for opening day. As I mentioned, it's early August, which means it's Chasing November week. Coming this Sunday, August 11th, episode 1 is going to release. From there, episode 2 on Monday, episode 3 on Tuesday, etc. All the way through the 24 episodes that we're bringing you this way. I want to give a big shout out to Gavin Katurba and the guys. They've been working tirelessly on the series, and I'm just really excited for you guys to get to relive it. I mean, it's one of the best that we've been able to do. And another thing to be on the lookout for, follow along on the socials. We're gonna be doing giveaways throughout the episodes. There'll be easy entry details, and we're just trying to give back to you guys who give us so much. Along with that, this is our final episode of the off season, so I also wanna say thank you for everybody who took the time to follow from spring till now. I know I'm not gonna speak for anybody, but there's some exciting things to showcase to you. A lot of big bucks showing back up. And without further ado, final segment of the off-season show coming your way. We're gonna jump to Southern Iowa with Owen Reigler. He's gonna introduce us to a property that some of you might recognize, some bucks, a couple of plans he's laying out for those deer. And then really the biggest takeaway I took from it is one of his shooting tips and how he shoots under pressure and how he trains for it. So I hope you guys enjoy it. We'll see you this coming Sunday for Chasing November episode 1. Let's jump to Owen now.
All right, here it is, July 30th. We're down here at the Loch Ness plot. We're just trying to wrap up some fall food plots right here. You guys remember what I did here last year for the Monster Buck blend? I had the purple top in it, the radish, some crimson, little white clover, and you can see that's in here now. What else did I have in there? Soybeans, some winter peas. So it's kind of my own mix that I work up that I really like, and that's what we're gonna do again this year. The only thing I took out was the kale, so everything else is pretty much the same. We got a decent kill on this. When we sprayed it, we did the same on all of them, kept them mowed short, and then came in after about 5 days of regrowth, sprayed them. We got a pretty good kill minus the nutsedge. You gotta have something different to kill that, but outside of that, she's gonna be looking good, and this is becoming one of my favorite plots down here for obvious reasons, I guess. So we've killed a couple nice ones here. We killed the white 8 down here. We got the Loch Ness buck, and we've filmed some really nice deer down here as well. So we just got done drilling it. I bet you this will come up beautiful. It's got some clover in it now, alfalfa like I said, so look for it to be pretty. And like I said before, this is something I'm gonna do if there's a target deer down here or not. All of these are important to me for deer nutrition, year-round nutrition, and you know, hopefully you got a target buck down here, but if not, I'm still gonna do it. So at this point, it's just the whitetail lifestyle. We got this all wrapped up, and we've got one more farm to head to that's a real good farm. Looking forward to getting some green in there, so let's head over to that now. Thank you, Rye. He's on my hat with it. Almost walked over it. I was looking at that. Looks like old Devin's having a pretty good outing here. What have we got? 4, 6, 7, 8, 10, 14's a pretty good haul. I'm still mowing. It's probably the best one right there. I like that one. Solid. He's heavy. Should get us pretty close there. All right, how about a camera ray check? A little late getting to cameras this year. Normally I've got them out by the 1st of July, but we're just getting around to them now, so this will be very interesting. New farm. Had high expectations for this farm last year. That's why we shot 2 management bucks off this, because we could see there was some potential here. So we got 2, hoping to make room for some of those up and comers. So with any luck, we'll have a shooter or 2 on this farm. Let's find out what's here. Sun and shade solar panel now, which is awesome in the timber, obviously, because before we were running all kinds of D batteries, and now they've got this that'll work in the shade. So I'm going to all of those, and I also upgraded to the metal cable for them. Every once in a while with the rubber cables, you'll get a squirrel or mouse or whatever be chewing on that thing, so took care of that little problem. It is 4:30. It's almost quitting time. 4:30, what are we doing?
Whitetail lifestyle, baby.
Oh, that's right. There's no quitting time. You can tell I'm getting delirious in the hot sun. I'm starting to get goofy, or finishing getting goofy. I don't know if I'm starting, but...
The AC in the tractor must have been terrible, huh?
Yeah, it must have been. That is where Devin killed his late season buck, right over here. So what we're trying to do, because most of them come from the east, we've got food over here, but essentially we're trying to bring them past us right there, and then we got kind of destination food out here, but it's pretty wide open, so they don't generally come out here until pretty close to dark. So we're trying to get them to stage up right where we're hunting. Smart, right? Welcome to the kill plot. Kind of like welcome to the jungle, you know what I mean? It's a good spot right here. And then we use this corn to help pinch them down right here in this little narrow clover. And I've got a tree stand there. Matter of fact, we almost killed stickers out of that tree right there. It was a close one, but he got by me. Anyway, we got a camera right here to tend to. Let's get this done. And then we got one over there. More of that nutsedge. Cleft of them don't kill it.
What did you just tell me, Owen?
I said, we're gonna kill a good buck right here, so you better get to filming, bud.
Yes, sir.
I don't usually talk like that, but when you got a feeling, you got a feeling. Look at how this sets up. Walk out here. We've got the corn. Yeah, they can walk through the corn, but would they rather walk around it? Most of the time, yes. And it's about 26 yards from that tree stand to that edge of corn, which even I can make that shot most days.
So I gotta ask him.
Mm-hmm.
What who are we putting these cameras out for?
Well, we're hoping the sticker 8 buck is still around. He was just a gnarly buck last year, not a high scoring deer, which like I said before, I'm fine with that, whatever. But he's just gnarly, great big bases. We found one of his sheds. He's probably got a 6-inch base, just a cool buck, you know. Anymore, I'm kind of a sucker if they got a little character. I'm all about it. So our 8 could be on there. There was a nice big framey clean 8 that was in here. He could be here. They all could be here. There's no reason they shouldn't be, honestly. So again, I mean, we made an effort last year to take out our older bucks that just weren't high scoring. You know, they didn't have the potential. And I do that on all the farms. You know, if you let them get to 4 years old or 5 years old and they don't have any potential at that point, then you know why keep them around, keeping other bucks out of there. So we take them out and hopefully one that you want there stays. You know, so that's what we did here. We got 2 bucks. Devin shot one here. I shot one then north of here. So hopefully we kept a couple of good deer around. There was quite a few actually that had good potential. So it'll be interesting. And there's a fuzzy in front of this lens that's driving me crazy. I'm sorry about this, but
you know, normally in hunting season you have your little pen.
that's gonna be better. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, I've been doing a lot of shooting. As long as I keep shooting the rest of the summer, I should be pretty spot on.
Why don't you tell everybody about what you did this past weekend?
Oh gosh, what I did this weekend? Probably the most epic ASA shoot of my life. I'm spoiled from regular 3D shoots now. So the top 5 of us shot in a group. In our group placed 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 6th, I think it was. And so we were back and forth the whole round, you know, 30 targets. Came down to the 3rd to the last shot. Me and another guy were tied. He hit a 12, so I had to hit a 12 to stay tied, and I did. I hit that 12. So then next target, we all had 10s. We go to the very last target, and I'm the last shooter, which of course is an advantage. You know, I want to know what he scores, so I know what I have to go for. He shoots a 10, center 10, nice shot. So I've got my chance. All I've got to do is shoot a 12 to win this. Otherwise, we're tied, you know. Shoot 1.5 inches over top of the 12. Couldn't hit it when I had to. And I was telling Josh, I was like, this is more pressure than shooting at Loch Ness. Honestly felt like that. I mean, it's everything you'd want. I mean, that's the pressure practice I talked about. That's why when you get out here in the situation, it's just you and the deer. It doesn't feel like that much pressure when you're under that kind of stuff. You know, all you guys you hang out with, you know, it's important to do well. And I feel a lot more pressure on something like that than I do hunting anymore. And that's why I think I'm spoiled from just a regular 3D shoot, because you can't get that same pressure. Yeah, it's great practice, but if you guys haven't been to an ASA, when they peer group you like that and you're shooting with your peers and you want to do well, it's the best pressure practice you can get. I really think that. I told Devin he's got to get back into it and go to those ASAs. It'll do a lot for you. Gavin, I'm going to get you there too, buddy. That's going to be a short clip. All right, let me get to work here. That's enough fooling around. But that was a really good, you know, I never did finish the story, did I?
You never got to where you finished.
Yeah, 1.5 inches over the 12. And the other guy, so I tied the other guy, but he had one more 12 than I do, which is the first tiebreaker. So he won on a tiebreaker, even though we were tied. So I was happy for him. You know, I'd won the Missouri one, so didn't want to get too greedy there. Not like I was trying not to, but it was a really good time. So I was second, he was first, and my buddy Austin was third. So we had a heck of a group that day. Get a little sticky. Let's roll. Should broadcast into that, some of that bare spots. I'm trying to get all the food I can in 5 acres right here. So even the waterways, we planted those to something green, clover. So it's still not going to erode, you know, protects the soil, but you still have same thing. We're trying to pinch him down against the tree line because, as you might have guessed, there's a tree stand right here.
It's just not a pitch point. This is where you kill the stickers.
See, I sprayed it. We've got some of this stuff dying. This is that nut sedge. It's got kind of a weird leaf to it, almost like triangular shaped. That's that sedge. It's so tough to kill. A lot of times you spray for grass with clethodim, you come back and this stuff looks fine. That's that nut sedge. I think they have a product called Sedge Hammer that takes that out. I don't know if it'll kill your clover or not. I need to research that. I should know that. I feel a little embarrassed right now. I think I'm blushing. Well, come here and see my setup over here. I mean, it's the only decent tree we've got. There's not much cover. Every time I hunt this, I'm always like, I feel like I'm sticking out like the old turd in a punch bowl. I know I've said that before. But there's the setup we killed stickers out of. Like a lot of these, you see how it just funnels down kind of narrow right here. If they pop out of the timber anywhere right here, I can shoot all the way across it. I think that's 30 yards or maybe 35. We do the same thing with the corn. Try and pinch them down into this little deal here. So a little tricky getting in here during the rut. There's always does and bucks running all around in here, so it's an awesome place. Well, Devin just drilled some of this. This was the same mix we were planting over at the other farm. It had the brassicas in it, had purple top, had radish, crimson, soybeans, peas. So all that mix, he just went around the outside of this, so this all have good food. Of course, you've got the clover here anyway. So it sets up perfect. There's quite a bit of timber off this direction. They all filter out, and you've seen some of my late season hunts, they all filter out of here and filter up into the food. So it's another awesome setup. And we killed another mature buck down here this last winter, or late season. I killed a buck just over the hill right there. So we got another old one out. So we're hoping those young up and comers will be here, and there'll be a big one in here this year. So check these cameras, we'll find out. Hopefully there's a good one. Well, feels like we need to start heading her back. It's been fun, guys. I appreciate you joining us, and we'll see you on the next one.